Hello and welcome to the training video pill on how to become the best digital teacher. For this video pill, we chose to present Zoom as your communicating channel between you and your students. And the first step before your class is to set up the necessary settings to become the best digital teacher. So you want to have your video settings set with a virtual background if you need any, and with the light adjustments if you need any as well. Secondly, you would like to test your speaker and microphone. Speaker works and microphone works. There we go. Secondly, you want to go to the security options and make sure that your participants are allowed to share the screen, to chat, to rename themselves, to unmute themselves, to start the video, and share whiteboards if you are to collaborate on the whiteboards. You can also suspend participant activities during a Zoom class. Further on, you have the pause options, which you need to have enabled, and that you can see how to do in video pill number 9. Under the pause, you will have your quizzes and your polls to do the reflection or the assessment during your class. The chat function is great to mention for your students and say that they can ask the questions or write the answers in the chat during the class. Further on, you would like to have your whiteboards enabled as well. And when you click here, you will have a window with all of your pre-created whiteboards in Zoom. And we do recommend to pre-create your whiteboards prior to the class and also share the needed whiteboard in the flipped classroom channel where your students will be able to access them prior and after the class. Lastly, you would like to have your breakout rooms also enabled, and when you click here, you will be able to create as many breakout rooms as you need prior to your class. Lastly, ask yourself and ask your students if it is okay to record the class. When you record your digital classes, you can also have an option to have students that are not in class to take part of your class as a pre-class activity for the next class. And also for the students that need to go back and look at the knowledge and maybe strengthen the knowledge, you also would win to have a recorded class. You can share this video also in the Zoom channel for your class or upload it to your LMS.
It is very important how you are presenting yourself from the start. Things such as lighting, sound, having your digital and physical tools, like whiteboard in the background, available. Have your web pages and material open and available prior to starting. Good and effective technology so you can be seen and heard well. Use webcam, good external microphones, and some extra lighting. Okay, let's start. Hello and welcome to the flipped digital classroom on language. Before starting, please change to your full name on the participant list and join with audio and video and mute your mix like this. Today, we will have the following setups, and now I'm going to show you the flipped class whiteboard. Take some time. So here it is. All of you have been invited to the flipped classroom channel in Zoom, where you will have all of today's material available after the class is finished. physical engagements in an online classroom is important to hold a captive audience. Things such as movement around in the room, movement of hands, and posture, and body language. Make sure that you're able to move around in the room and don't sit down all the time. Okay, so welcome back to the flipped classroom. We start with an assessment for 10 minutes based on the class keywords. Today is run, eat, and dance. And then we have a class check-in for 5 minutes. Say a word. In-class activity, breakout rooms for 20 minutes. Voice engagements in an online classroom is also important to hold a captured audience. Tempo, volume, information received online is slower than received in a physical classroom. Dare to be silent, to let the knowledge sink in. Okay. Welcome back to the flipped classroom. This in-class activity is in the 4 breakout rooms. Now I will present them. Here they come. Okay. Room number 1. Breakout room number 1. Use the verbs on whiteboard to create 5 questions and answer with these verbs. Breakout rooms number 2. Watch a follow-up video on verbs and discuss, apply in groups. And here is the link to the video. Room number 3. Create a dialogue using the verbs. Replay for the rest of the group. And breakout room number 4. Problem solving. Find at least 3 synonyms for each verb. Use them in a sentence. Now you are ready to be the best digital teacher. I have some final tips for you. Repeat digital skills now how shortly in the beginning of every class. As a student to show some digital skills for the rest of the group, use a whiteboard, for example. Be repetitive with the knowledge you teach because online learning happens more slowly. Make a summary. What have you learned today? Use mobile apps and tools for students that only have mobile devices. And remember, listening takes longer than talking. It's okay to be nervous, but it's also important to look into the camera and like it. Thank you and the best of luck.